Hey everyone, Terrence here from Guyanese Gamer. Today I'm going to be profiling a pretty cool plant synchro deck. I'll make some videos showing you guys how it plays too, but here's the deck profile for now, so here we go.
Alright, so yeah, this is plant synchro with a little bit of junk support mixed in. So first off was the junk engine. I played 3 junk synchron. This card is like the engine of the deck. It just gets you going and makes your librarian plays. Then you play 1 quick draw. You can play more than one if you want to go into like I'm gonna go to Nova and then into Infinity, but it's not enough room in the extra deck for me, so I just play the 1, gets your discard going. And then the other 1 synchron you play is Jet. This card is like the best card in the deck. It special summons from your graveyard by discarding 1 card from your hand. So just keeps you going, gets bad cards out of your hand. So that's the junk engine. Then for them you play 1 Doppel Warrior. This card's special summons when a card is summoned from your graveyard, and then if it's used for a synchro summoning, gives you 2 level 1 tokens. Ideally you go junk into whatever you bring back that's a level 2 or lower, and then you reveal Doppel, and then you sync with Doppel to make librarian, and then you get 2 tokens. Then the other ones you play are 2 level leaders. I used to play 1, but I play some draw power, and sometimes you have to get rid of them. So, and as soon as you get this card in the grave, you just win. Then a little bit different, I play Plants Engine. So, I got this idea from a friend. I play the 3 Lone Fires. Ideally, when you play Brilliant Fusion, this is your second normal summon. So you summon this, then you summon another one into your 3 targets that you have. But it's really good if you brick with Soul Charge early. When you have Soul Charge Lone Fire, it'll get you there. Then your targets are 1 Dandy, 1 Bulb, and then 1 Spore.
That's from the box.
We're like right in the middle of a video here, dude.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Good commentary, though. I appreciate those.
The other, after, I guess I can explain this if you guys don't know what these are. This card's sent to the grave anyway. It gets you 2 tokens. So if you mill it off of like tuning or something like that, you get tokens. Glow Bulb's pretty standard in every build, just comes back. And then Spore specials from your graveyard by banishing a plant type monster. This is what makes Lone Fire good, is that if you have Lone Fires and Bulbs, you can make it either a 2 or a 4. And then for the Brilliant Fusions, you play the 2 Gem Knights. 1 is not enough, because either you open 1 or you mill 1, and it's just too hard to put back with all the Omegas, so you just kind of suck it up and play 2. You can use it too to Tatsunoko, lets you synchro with your hand, so you can get rid of this card, and there's a couple other cards that you have to have cards in hand to play them, so playing 2 just isn't bad. And then for my light targets for Brilliant, I play a Tuning Wire. This card keeps you going, just lets you draw when it's used for synchro. It uses a level 1 or level 2. And the other one that you, like 90% of the time you send is Trick Clown. So I think it's 18 monsters for that. And then 22 spells, like the main engine of the deck is Brilliant Fusion. You usually start out the game by playing it. If you have it, you send like Trick Clown and Lazuli. Gets you the Seraphinite, and like as soon as you play it, you just usually can hand loop. The other fusion is Instant Fusion. Gets you just play 2 because you have the only 1 node in the extra deck. Sometimes if you brick, you can Instant Fusion out the Seraphinite because it's only they're both level 5 or lower. We'll go into the extra deck a little bit more later. Like your Rhoda, the deck here is tuning. This card, when it's played, you get to add any of these guys, any of these Synchron tuners from your deck to your hand, and then you send the top card of your deck to the grave. So you can mill just good stuff, any of your plants or your level leaders. Then you do play the 1 Rhoda. This gets you junk or gets you Doppel Warrior. Then there's a couple spells to get you going, a bunch of 1-ups. 1 for 1, discard a monster that's special summoning level 1 from your deck. Foolish to get your stuff going. And then these are a little interesting. I played the one Reasoning and the one Monster Gate. Most of the time, when you play this card, just when you open it, people are going to call one, just because they don't know what you're playing. And even if they do get it right, your ones are like Spore, Bulb, and Level Leaders. Like, they're still good and great. It's like playing Foolish, and it's like the best feeling when they call one, and then you just hit a Lone Fire off with it, and then you just go off with it. It's like an additional summon for nothing. Monster Gate's the same thing. You gotta tribute a monster. Usually get rid of one of your tokens. Next is the draw engine. So this version is built to hand loop, so I want to be able to do it turn one. So play 3 into the void. You don't need your hand after you get rid of their entire hand. So just keeps you going with only one upstart. So the one upstart. Play 2 allures, because you have, I think it's like 6 or 7 targets. You have the Doppels, the Level Leaders, and the Junks are all darks. So once you play one or get these in the grave, you don't need any more in hand, so you're just trying to draw to your power plays. So, and then I guess the last cards that you're going to is the 1 Soul Charge. This just finishes off whatever you can make. As soon as you play this, the game's over. Play this. It's called Ruthless Denial. Not a lot of people know what it does. By selecting one monster you have on your side of the field, you send it to the graveyard to send a card from your opponent's hand to the grave. I've done it random. It doesn't tribute, so you can just level lead something, level lead an Omega, or whatever you have left, and then just select it, send it, which is what makes that combo pretty good. It also clears your board, which is why I play it over a different dimension return. Sometimes you want to clear a dandy or some card that you have stuck on your board. Or if you have a big Soul Charge play and you got 2 big monsters on field, you can play Ruthless Denial and get one of your bad cards off your side of the field, and then Soul Charge for more. And then the 40th card I play, I've been trying it out, it's called Left Arm Offering. By sending your entire hand, by banishing it, while you have at least 2 other cards in hand, you can search any spell in your deck. So the problem I was having is I was running into too many monsters or too many dead cards, and I wasn't getting to my Soul Charge. Or I know my Soul Charge, and I have to put it back and then couldn't find it. So this card just lets you search any card you're missing. It's amazing, it's supposed to be built to give your Soul Charge to hand, but if you already have the Soul Charge, you can search the Ruthless Denial to finish them off for your Brilliant Fusions or whatever you need. So that's the 40 card main deck. I'll go into extra. Side is kind of you guys make your own, because it's just whatever you think you're missing. Most of it's just mass removal, but so for your extra deck, I played 2 formulas. I tried playing one, and I ended up needing to make a second one too many times, and putting it back was just a problem. So 2 formulas. Drawing cards are good. So you kind of play a whole ladder for the Level Leader. You play 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. So your 1/3 is Tatsunoko. It's a level 3 tuner that lets you sync with 1 card in your hand if it's going to be used to make a Synchro summon. So the card's pretty good especially if you get the tuning ware stuck in hand late game. You can sync within your hand, and then it gets its effect even when it's not sent from field to grave. So you draw extra cards. You play your 1/4. This one's left off by a lot of people. It's called Phonon Pulse Dragon. It's probably the most universal card in the extra deck. So it's a level 4 tuner. When it's Synchro summoned, you can change this card's level to any level between 1 to 3. And if you do, you can only Synchro summon 1 more time for the rest of the turn. That's the last special you can do. But you can choose not to activate it, which is what a lot of people don't know. And then you can continue to do all your plays. So if you're just making 4s to make 4s and then continuing on, you don't have to change the level. But at the very end, if you have to make something, and Phonon Pulse lets you change your levels to be able to make it. You play 3 5s. Number 1 is Excel. Excel is like the engine of the extra deck. When it's summoned, it's a level 5 tuner, comes out in defense mode, and you can either, once per turn, send a junk or a Synchron monster from your deck to grave, and then choose to either increase or decrease its levels by the level the monster sent. So you can send any of these three. Majority of the time you send Jet, because Jet has a graveyard effect. But other times you can send the Junk Warrior. If you have a Level Leader engraved, you can send it to increase its level by 3 to make it an 8, and then Level Lead it to go into your 8. Sync with Defend because it's a tuner. And then the other crazy card that people don't know a lot about is that if you send Quick Draw, even though it's a level 5, it loses 5 levels, but it has to maintain a level. So even though it will be considered a level 0, it will still be a level 1. So you can then Level Leader with it, and then Sync 2 to make your formula. The second 5 is Guyanese. This is just a generic 5. You need a generic non-tuner. I just like it because it has the effect that when it attacks, you can attack in the back row, but you can play Gatast or any other 5 that you'd like. And then the important one, the card that lets you draw your deck. TG Hyper Librarian. When you summon this card, and every time after that you Synchro Summon, it draws you a card. It's mandatory, but just draw your whole deck out. It's interesting because people are usually afraid of this and they'll Veiler it or whatever, and you can always just put it back and remake it. It's pretty easy in this deck. And then you play 1/6. You play Drill Warrior. It's your only target for Quick Draw because he has to be used to make a monster that needs a Synchron monster in its name. So you just use Quick Draw with either a token that they give you, or you Level Lead, and then with the Level Leader sync with the Synchron to make the Drill. And Drill is really busted because it actually has a good effect. At any point during your main phase, you can discard a card from your hand to banish him, and then during your next standby phase, he special summons, and you can add any monster from your graveyard to your hand. So you can choose to recycle either your Junk Synchron, or you can put stuff back into your extra deck with him that you need to make that turn. So he also clears you a spot then, if you're still trying to make stuff, and then also by feeding your graveyard by discarding a card. I don't play any 7s. I tried to fit it, just didn't really work. Didn't end up really making them that often. So your 8s are where you win the games. So play for the hand loop, triple, omega. This card just is the best card. When this card is on the field during your main phase, you can banish him to banish a random card from your opponent's hand face up until your next turn. So you just make him and then just keep making them and banishing them. And then the effect that a lot of people don't remember is that if he's ever in your graveyard, you can choose another card in either player's graveyard and put him into your extra deck and shuffle that card back in your deck. So every once in a while, for tuning, you'll mill like your Soul Charge. And then, which happens, it's not a big deal. All you have to do is be able to make your Librarian, draw a few cards, make the Omega, and then with the Omega, like either Level Lead it and then Synchro it with it. So I like to Level Lead and then like discard and summon Jet, and then make another Omega with it to put this one in grave, so it'll draw for the Librarian. And then with this Level Leader, you can put, or with this Omega, you can put it back into your extra deck to make it again and put your Soul Charge back. That's how you recycle your cards. Also under Max C, that's how you can deck them out, is to put your Omegas back and keep making things over and over and over again. So that's like your engine, your go-to win condition. The other 8 that you make turn 1 is Crystal Wing. It's a little harder to make because you need a tuner and a non-tuner Synchro type monster. So you have to use like your Armades or your Librarian or your Drill Warrior. But this card is just amazing. It's 3,000 attack during either player's turn. It's a quick effect. You can negate a monster effect that happens anywhere. And then if it attacks a monster that's level 5 or higher, it gains attack equal to that monster. So if you make this against Cosmos, you win the game. It attacks in a destroyer, gains 3,000 attack, and then when it tries to banish to summon, it negates. It'll be done during either player's turn and during damage step. So the card's just really good. Your other one that you make is Trish to knock a card out of their hand. With the Ruthless Denial, it goes to grave, so if you do hit a card like a Skarm or Whitestone of Ancients, you can make the Trish after and banish it from the grave if it did anything. And the last 2 are the Nodin and the Seraphinite. Nodin's for the instant fusion, and the Seraphinites gets you your additional summons. So that's all 15. So hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile.
Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and until next time.